All my sports bettors, now's the time. Might want to take a seat and pay attention. The Guru and the Swami, they're here. Welcome to the Guru and the Swami podcast. We are coming at you once again out of Norfolk, Virginia. I'm sitting here with the Guru and the Swami, and they are here to provide you with high quality intel on the world of sports betting. So if you're ready to make some money, you might want to get your pen and paper ready. So let's talk about it. Talk about y'all, man. Like what's your motivation? We out here sports betting.
Handicapping, man, at its finest. Like I always say, we're not guessing, we're actually handicapping. We don't do nothing else. We're gonna win you some money.
That's what it's about. And at this point, we're at week one. And I want to just kind of dive in because I'm pretty sure people ain't trying to procrastinate on their ability to make some funds, especially me. Because
let's get to the paper, baby.
Week one is live on tomorrow. If you don't know that, we already got past the Rams and Buffalo, which was a pretty good game for Buffalo.
Good season opener.
Right. But let's start early. So first game we're gonna talk about is gonna be New England versus Miami, and right now they got New England plus 3.5. The over-under is at 46. I want to know and start with you, Guru. Where you going with this?
I'm going to look at it a couple of different ways. Actually, I do like Miami minus 3 points. New England didn't look good at all in the preseason as they try to adjust to this new system of sharing the calls being made by Matt Patricia, and with the release of Josh Daniels calling the plays, man, it really looked kind of out of sync. So they don't have an offensive coordinator. The temperature's like 90 plus on the field in Miami, man, and it's always freezing in New England, and they don't really adjust. Miami actually won 3 straight in this series against New England, and they won the last couple in Miami. So I like Miami minus the 3. But if you're looking for a long shot, I like Jalen Waddle plus 464 to get 1 yard rushing. All they got to do is run one reverse. And if the man get 1 yard rushing, that's plus 464. So I'm going to actually play the game, Miami minus 3, but I'm going to bet the long shot plus 464 that Jalen Waddle will get 1 rushing yard.
I like that long shot.
So tell me about the over-under. What do you think they're going to go?
Well, my best play on the game was also, it wasn't really the total. It was, I like Miami as well.
Okay.
Like he said, they beat them a couple times already, and New England traveled a couple of days earlier to get acclimated to the humidity. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a big factor. And like you say, what it's supposed to be like in 90 plus degrees out there that day.
So on the field.
Yeah, so they ain't used to that type of weather, you know what I mean? And Mac Jones definitely looked a little shaky in the preseason. Definitely looked a little shaky. So, and they picked up Tyreek. Miami got Tyreek, man. He's a big factor. He didn't even play a lot in the preseason, get in the game and catch a 51-yard bomb on these people. So, I like what Miami doing. I love the line before it went to 3.5. The 3.5 a little shaky, but I think I lay the points for them.
Yeah, personally, me, I bought the hook. I'm not laying 3.5. I'm gonna lay 3. Definitely. But I do like them minus the 3.5.
Indeed.
I love it. So just to confirm, we like New England.
No, we like Miami.
We like Miami.
We like Miami on it.
Definitely.
Like Miami minus the 3.
Please stay away from New England.
All right, next up we got Cleveland. Cleveland and Carolina, they is playing. That's the game where Baker Mayfield get to go back home and get some revenge. And so right now we got Carolina over under at 42.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the pick?
The game is actually a pick. That means that nobody is favored.
Okay.
So it's just basically a money line bet.
So
the line is really Carolina -0.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Right. Weird as shit, but
crazy.
It's a pick.
Pick 'em, yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I'm gonna start with you then, Swami. Tell me what you got.
Well, Carolina. It started at Carolina. I think the line started like Carolina +1, -1, +1.
Mm-hmm.
But down to a pick 'em. Got Baker Mayfield coming home, revenge game. Got a lot to prove. You know what I mean?
He definitely got a lot to prove. Number one pick.
Also, they got your man Christian McCaffrey. He's healthy for now. You know how that goes. But it's a lot of ways, man. I ain't never really had faith in Baker Mayfield, so
Right, me either.
him switching jerseys don't change his talent. Cleveland, they without a quarterback for real right now, you know, situation out there. But they did pick up. They still loaded in every other position. The defense still shaking. They picked up Amari Cooper. Chubb still out there running. So I really like. I think it's going to be a grind them out type of game. So I like the under in this game.
Okay.
Not a bad bet, honestly. Personally, at first glance, I was really all over Carolina. Like at first glance, because it makes sense. Baker Mayfield get a chance to get back. He playing in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually playing for something because he needs a contract.
Indeed.
So he's trying to find a place where he can stick and stay. But Carolina is at home. Like you say, Christian McCaffrey is back healthy. Cleveland has the better overall roster and the better overall defense. I think Carolina defense is somewhere like middle of the pack.
Definitely.
But you're playing against Jacoby Brissett. So the under is not a bad play. Me personally, I still like Carolina on the money line. But I'm going to look at Kareem Hunt, -115 over 19 yards receiving. I think Jacoby Brissett going to have to dump the ball down a lot. Kareem Hunt is the best receiving back on the team. So I'm going to play Kareem Hunt over 19 yards receiving.
It's a good bet right there, man. I like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you think Kareem Hunt going to play? Because I remember he requested a trade, right?
Yeah, but he's been fully active. I don't even see nowhere where he's not going to play.
Crazy thing about it, we both together on the under. For some reason, I kind of like Cleveland. I just don't have no faith in Baker Mayfield. I think Chubbs and the defense could do enough to still pull it out. You know what I mean? They've been playing together last couple of years. It's a whole lot of new stuff going on in Carolina. So
that's why I'm gonna stay away from the game totally and just play Kareem Hunt over 19 receiving yards. I still like Carolina money line though.
Gotcha.
But I'm playing Kareem Hunt over 19 receiving yards.
That's a good bet there. Definitely.
Had to get some money. All right. Next up, Pittsburgh versus the defending AFC champions, the Cincinnati Bengals. Got Pittsburgh with +6.5, and the over under is looking at 44.5. So share it with me, Guru. What you got?
I'm gonna flash back to last season, week 1.
Okay.
And Pittsburgh went into Buffalo. Buffalo had just finished 13-3 the year before, and they came in with high hopes. And Pittsburgh walked in as a 6.5 point dog. The same as they're going to Cincinnati as a 6.5 point dog, and Pittsburgh came away with the win.
Definitely.
Right. So I can't discredit that. Mitch Trubisky is an upgrade from Ben Roethlisberger last year. Ben wasn't the Ben that we're accustomed to seeing. So he's an upgrade at the position. I think he can do enough to manage and keep Pittsburgh inside the number of 6.5. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Pittsburgh walked away with a win, but I'm not going to bet them to win. I like them to stay inside the number, but the best bet in this game is actually Najee Harris over 3.5 receptions. The first game they played Cincinnati last last year, Najee Harris had 14 catches for 102 yards. So I don't see no reason why he can't get 3.5 catches in this matchup. So I'm gonna play Najee Harris over 3.5 receptions.
He definitely a dog. Definitely.
What about you, Swami?
Well, like you said, I seen how Pittsburgh upset Buffalo last year in the season opener with the same line. I was looking at something that said Pittsburgh hasn't lost a season opener in 9 years to anybody other than
team except Tom Brady.
But TB12 got that. So you know,
ain't nothing like trends, boy.
And Tomlin, you know what I mean? He wanted a little get back, you know what I mean? I didn't know that Burrows had the appendix surgery. Right. So he missed a couple of weeks in all the preseason,
the whole training camp.
Right. So you know what I mean? He's still trying to get acclimated back to the season. So I think it's a good spot. I don't know if Pittsburgh win, but I definitely like him to stay inside that number.
Okay. Listen, I'm telling you right now, it's one of those things where all I can pay attention to the screen is there. All right, next up. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. San Fran and Chicago. San Fran is shown to be minus 6.5, while the over and under is at 40. Sufficient? Guru, what you think?
The first thing I looked at was the total, right? 40.5. The total looked low enough to go under. However, I'm going to say this. I took this game under last year when San Francisco played Chicago for the same reason. I think the over and under last year was like 42. I caught it at 42. I took it under. It flew over. I think San Francisco won like 33-22 in San Francisco in the game, landed on 55 points. So I'm going to stay clear of the total. I'm going to stay clear of the game, period, because San Francisco kind of handed the keys to Trey Lance. You know what I mean? A team that went to the NFC Championship and was interception away from actually beating the Rams 3 times and actually advancing to the Super Bowl. So to give the keys to Trey Lance and for him to go on the road in week 1, land a full touchdown and an extra point, I'm going to stay away from that. The best bet to me in this game is Deebo Samuel's over 4.5 receptions. I think Trey Lance is going to try to force feed Deebo the football. I think that Shanahan is going to draw up plays to kind of keep Trey Lance honest, you know, early, short to intermediate routes to Deebo, you know, shovel passes, hitch passes, things of that nature. So 4.5 receptions, I should get that clear by the first half, to be honest. So I'm going to bet Deebo Samuel's over 4.5 receptions.
Like Deebo over 4.5. Some.
Well, you know, you got the battle of the young athletic quarterbacks. I like seeing them, African American brothers, you know.
Same draft.
I looked at a couple things, man. Chicago, you know, they got a new head coach too. They got a lot of injuries. A couple receivers, Pringles and Jones, banged up. The linebacker, what is it, Raquan Smith, he banged up. I saw a stat that said they done lost the last 6 games as home underdogs. You know what I mean? So, also, you know, that Chicago defense kind of depleted. San Francisco, they've been doing this for the last couple of years. They do what they do. They grind you out. I think they'll be able to run the ball against Chicago. Deebo, he is coming back from the injury, a little bruised knee injury. So I don't know how effective he is. He's a stud though, so he always a good bet. But you stayed away from the number with him, him being a little shaky. I don't know what he's gonna be doing, and I don't really see Chicago doing a lot. I like the under. I lean towards the Niners covering, but I also like I feel like the Niners will grind it out and get ahead early, and I think I like Justin Fields to throw an interception in this game.
That's a damn good bet. One thing the Niners will do is turn you over.
And
one thing Justin Fields is colorblind.
You better do it.
So that's actually a great bet, to
so
be honest.
Let me ask y'all this. When it comes down to the money line, what y'all got?
Staying away. I'm gonna stay away personally. I definitely like the Niners to win the game, but it's a game that they could easily lose, right? Because, like I said, so much uncertainty around Trey Lance and his role start, and he hasn't played enough football for me to bet him to win a game in a hostile environment such as Chicago.
In a 7 point, the 7 points that's a whole touchdown.
That's a heavy spread,
especially for
I think they might cover it though, and they are stacked really as far as what they do. They're gonna run the ball, and I don't see Chicago really stopping them from running the ball, and I don't see Trey Lance having to do as very much this opening game. So it might be a good game for Trey Lance to get his feet, get his rhythm going as being a starter. So I kind of really like the 49ers right now, and 49ers really feel like they still got something to prove because.
We do.
Whatever. But
okay. Hey, I mean you're 1,000% right, like period. And Guru, I get why you staying away from it because it's the first game. And it's so unpredictable that after a while you like
I'm staying away from the side too.
So basically what we're doing here is we actually giving you the best overall bet in each game that we're going to break down. So a lot of times you won't get a total, you won't get a team, but we're going to give you the best bet to win you some money.
Indeed. I might give you a lean, but a lean just feel like what I assume should happen.
Right. We're going to definitely
give you the best
my
angle. Lean though.
Right. So I'm going to give you the angles, and I'm going to give you all the reasons why the game should go that way from a analytical standpoint. However, I'm going to give you the best bet to win you some money.
Indeed.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, it's all about winning money. We can't speak on how you win. We just focus on making sure you do win. But with that said, we got some bills to pay, so we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Yo, we back at it. I'm here once again with the Guru and the Swami, and we feeding those sports bettors that information that they need to get money in their pocket. If you don't know, now you know. So we're gonna keep this party going. Next up, we got Philly versus Detroit, and we got Philly at -4.5, over on that 49. Swami, talk to me. Tell me what these Philly fans need to know.
Oh man, you see the star, so you know how I feel about Philly. But yeah, man, you got your man Hurts going up against your man Jared Goff. Philly, man, on paper, Philly loaded, man. At least on that offensive side, they definitely loaded, man. They picked up your man AJ Brown, got the young boy Smith, and even though I'm kind of still leery on Hurts, he did enough to take them boys to the playoffs last year. You know what I mean? So I give him a little bit of credit for that. So I think he might mature this year. It might be his coming out party. On the other side, Jared Goff, he's definitely on the decline. He's been on the decline since he left.
He's been on the decline.
The Rams, you know what I mean? Detroit defense is suspect. I think they ranked in the bottom half for the rank like number 26 in defense. I think the offense ain't ranked nothing but like 25. So, crazy part about Detroit though, they cover a lot.
They scrapping.
Yeah, they scrappy. So they stay in the game. You see what I'm saying? And even with that though, I like Philly to cover the points, them 4.5. And being that Detroit a little scrappy, I would lean to the over in this game as well.
Okay. All right. So we got Swami leaning to the over. Guru, what you got?
No, he like Philly and leaning towards the over. And the crazy thing about it is with all the hype surrounding Philly, right? you know, some actually saying that this is the best roster in the NFC. But all that being said, for them to only be laying 4.5,
that's not saying a
it's
lot.
kind of make you raise your eyebrows a little bit because you know, not only are you only laying 4.5 against Detroit, and people are saying that you have the best overall roster in the NFC. You already talked about the additions on offense, but they added James Bradbury, who was a all-pro corner. They already got, you know, big play Slay on the other end. So you got 2 bookend corners. You already got a defensive line that's solidified. You got great linebackers. Like, what is Philly missing? And why are you only laying 4.5 to a team that you beat 44-6 last year? So you beat a team by 38 points last season, and then you open the season as only 4.5 point favorites, while everybody else is laying a touchdown, right? So that alone would shade me towards Detroit because it sounds like the odds makers are trying to force feed you Philly. It kind of looks like fool's gold to me. I like to say fool's gold is anything that look too good to be true. Ain't gonna be true. So I kind of lean towards Detroit. I'm gonna stay away from Detroit, but if I was to bet this game, I would bet Detroit plus 4.5. But my best bet in this game is also the over 49. Like I say, they beat them 44-6 last year. The last four out the last 5 went over the total, went over 49, right? So 4 of the last 5 went over 49. I like this one to go over 49 as well.
I think that line like that because Hurts, man, they don't really got no faith. You don't know what he gonna do,
right?
You know what I mean? The team was good enough, like you say, they strapped enough to make the playoff. The NFC East ain't hard to win.
But you beat them 44-6 with Hurts.
Exactly.
And now you still laying only 4.5 with the same quarterback. They ain't changed quarterback.
Definitely shaky.
Right. So that alone, when I seen that, I was like, hold on, man. They only laying 4.5. They just blew these people out. These people had no fight against Philly last year. And for you to only lay, I'm gonna stay clear. But if I was the better, I would definitely bet Detroit. To stay inside the number because the hype just surrounds Philly. And that's a game that, you know, being that you're an NFC East fan, I'm an NFC East fan. I know that these are the type of games that Philly will lose straight up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna stay away from that. And like I said, I'm gonna bet it over 49.
I like the over too. So makes sense.
Hey, when you got the Guru and the Swami in agreement, that's definitely one of the bets you might want to make for sure. All right, next up we got Jacksonville and the Washington Commanders. First year as the Commanders. We got that plus 2.5.
Who?
And the over under at 44. So either one. I want y'all to just go. What you got?
Well, in this one I took Washington with the 2.5. It's Jacksonville, man. You know what I mean? Trevor Lawrence, I like him. He a stud for real, but he ain't really produced too much last year. You got Carson Wentz, you know what I mean? He went out there in Washington. Washington, even though I like the ODU native they had last year. Yeah, man. Carson Wentz, I guess he's an upgrade. And but Jacksonville, man, and the secondary suspect, they got injury, the young, they got a new head coach out there. Washington got a few injuries, but they got the stud McLaurin. So Wentz got somebody to throw that rock to. I just think their depth is enough to carry them over there, and I think they can cover the points, the 2.5.
Okay, so just confirm you got Washington covering 2.5.
Washington covering the 2.5.
Okay, Guru.
He pointed out a few things that made great sense, and I want to kind of elaborate on the fact that he mentioned that Jacksonville's secondary is trash, right? So my best bets in this game is actually Scary Terry over 59.5 receiving yards and Carson Wentz over 230.5 passing yards. But I repeat, cannot bet on a team named the Commanders in the first week of the season.
Boy,
Not gonna do it, right?
Boy, I'm not gonna do it.
And for a couple of reasons, whenever I see a home team not man for 3 points,
I see that too.
It's leery. You know what I mean? If the odds makers don't trust you, I definitely don't trust you, right? And then Doug Peterson kind of threw his weight around in the NFC East.
Definitely did.
So for him to be in Jacksonville, and he's kind of like a quarterback guru. I hate to use the name guru because there's really only one guru, and that's me. But he's kind of like a quarterback guru, right? So I think that he's going to have Trevor Lawrence playing up to par. They got Etienne back running the ball, so he got his Clemson mate back with him.
Definitely.
They got some receivers to dump the ball to, and they got Evan Ingram that kind of make big plays against Washington over the years. So they got a tight end that run a 4-3. They got Trevor Lawrence, who was outstanding in college, and you got Doug Peterson, man, who just took the Eagles to the Super Bowl and won it. I can't lay no points with the Commanders. They named the Commanders. I can't lay no points, so I'm gonna play Terry McLaurin over 59.5 receiving yards and Carson Wentz over 230.5 passing yards. I love the fact the secondary is trash, and
I love the fact
it's gonna be some yards to be gained. You know what I mean? I was almost perplexed to take Trevor Lawrence over 238 passing yards, but I stayed clear of that because I definitely don't know a winner, but it's gonna be some yards, to be given up, and I like Wentz over 230.5.
I love those two picks, man.
Over 59.5.
They coincide with everything I was saying,
right.
So it should just make sense.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, we ain't trying to make sense. We're trying to make dollars.
If it makes sense, it
definitely make dollars. You better know it.
I do it. All right. So, and then finally, before we get to this point in which the Guru and the Swami is going to provide you with their best parlays, we're going to talk about the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans. We got New York at plus 5.5 with the over under at 43.5. Guru!
I'm kind of mad I didn't wear my Giants hat, man. I kept my Yankees hat on, man. It's still baseball season, but I'm definitely big blue all the way, and I'm supposed to have my Giants hat on. But I'm going to say this about the Giants, right? For those who actually true to sports betting and been sports betting for years, that y'all will know that prior to Joe Judge taking over the New York Giants, the Giants was almost automatic covering points, right? They might not win, but they will cover a spread if I want a lot of money betting with the Giants plus the points. So I think that with Brian DeBall and the new offensive-minded coaching staff, that we'll kind of get back to staying inside the numbers. Tennessee took a big blow when they lost their best pass rusher, and we kind of got everything necessary to score points on the offensive side. It's like the first time you're gonna ever see the Giants fully healthy on offense, and we drafted a solid right tackle to kind of keep Daniel Jones upright. So my best bet in this game is actually the Giants to stay inside the number plus 5.5.
I can dig it. Well, like he said, the Giants is cover mob. They won me a lot of money last year staying inside that number. Tennessee lost a lot of that offensive firepower, losing A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, you never know what you can get from him. You know what I mean? He don't do too much stupid with the ball, but, he ain't no take over the game type quarterback either. They still got that workhorse out there with Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? He going to do what he going to do. So
Tannehill do got that Malik Willis pressure behind him.
Yeah.
Right. And Tannehill was kind of colorblind against Cincinnati. I think he thought he played for Cincinnati.
He thought he played.
Exactly. That's why I say you never know what you can get from Tannehill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't never know what you can get from the G-men either. They kind of inconsistent too,
Very.
And they got a new coach.
Yeah, Saquon, he's been injured. I love saying Saquon when he's healthy. Daniel Jones, he looked like
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, this might be his last year. He got to put up or shut up or get up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, I kind of like the under in this game.
Mm.
The under. Okay, that makes. I mean,
It make a lot of sense because I think Joe Judge, like the last maybe 23 games, he finished like 18-5 versus the under, right? But Joe Judge ain't there no more.
Yeah.
And we got Brian DeBall, who was in Buffalo, right? So when you got an offensive minded head coach, it's kind of difficult for me to bet
under.
Under.
I can dig it.
But the under is a great. I'm gonna say this: the under is a great play based upon the fact that we know that Tennessee is going to try to establish the run
all day,
right? But in the midst of them establishing the run, you got Derrick Henry, who's capable of running a 99-yard touchdown. So it kind of, you know what I mean?
I just think it's going to be a more of a kick down, knockdown game, like you say. Saquon healthy too, so y'all might establish the run a little more too.
And he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, something to consider.
Indeed.
Kadarius Toney is a home run hitter. There's a lot of home run hitters, and like I say, Ryan Tannehill got the
total was the total.
Tendency.
Total is like an under total too.
It's definitely an under total. 43.5 is not high.
So
based upon all the reasons why you just said, Tennessee is basically a grinded out type of football team, rely on their defense. But if you're missing your best pass rush, it kind of takes away from what you really want to do, and that's really get after the quarterback and get after the run. But the under is definitely not a bad play in this one.
Yeah. Well, listen. One thing that I know is the Giants is unpredictable with Daniel Jones at the helm for sure. All right, so look, let's step away. Let's take a break because guess what? Coming up, we got parlays of the day with the Guru and the Swami. Better believe it. We'll be back. And we back at it. And once again, we sitting here with the Guru and the Swami. And we are at the point in time in the Guru and the Swami's podcast where they are going to be providing you with their best parlays. And I'm going to just go down and start with the Swami because, I mean, he the Swami.
Pretty much. All right. Well, I got a good one for you guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you a nice 4 pick, man. Like my bro said, I refuse to let a hook kill me because I've done it too many times before, so I just buy the hook. So with that being said, I like Miami -3. That's at -124. I like the Cleveland and Carolina under 42. You can get that at -110. I like Pittsburgh plus the 7. You can get that at -129. And I like Philly -4. And you can get that at -122. You combine all them together in a 4-pick parlay, $25 and win you $255. And I like it.
Sound like a 300% come up.
You better know.
I like it. So you're gonna like it.
You like it? I love it.
My parlay is I'm gonna stick straight to the prop bets. I kind of looked at a few of those bets as well, but I'm gonna stick straight to the prop bets. And I got Deebo Samuels over 4.5 receptions at +125. Najee Harris over 3.5 receptions at -110. Kareem Hunt over 16.5 receiving yards at -130. And then I combined the two Washington Commanders for +130. That's Carson Wentz over 224.5 passing yards and Scary Terry McLaurin over 54.5 receiving yards. And I combined that into a 4-pick same game parlay on DraftKings, and $25 will win you $436.97. So it's +16 and almost a half to 1 odds. So follow that.
Got my odds from Bet Rivers too. You know,
follow that, man, and get you 20. Like I say, $25 get you $436. So $250 get you $4,360.
You like it? I love it. Gracious.
Wherever your pocket's at, you work
Wherever
accordingly.
your pocket's at, man, put it in, get you some money. And as you can see on the shirt, we are pushing parlays 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Don't stop. Baby.
And if you didn't hear your team mentioned, I know a lot of y'all want to see your team and who the Guru and the Swami like for y'all teams. If you didn't hear your team, then you can best believe that it's on betmoresports.com. We put our best bets on betmoresports.com.
Indeed.
And what we do is give you the best of the rest and still try to win you some money, because we know that not everybody can afford a professional handicapper, and we are professional handicappers, so we give a little to get a lot. So tune in, subscribe, betmoresports.com. We got a Bet More Sports group on Facebook where we still give you bets for free. All you got to do is like, share, and subscribe the Guru and the Swami podcast, and subscribe to betmoresports.com, or subscribe to the YouTube channel.
You can always tell us what you like in the comment section too, man. We love seeing y'all, what y'all think, what y'all like, y'all feedback as well. And I know a couple of y'all personally too. When I win y'all some money, just say, "Hey, Swami, you the man."
And if you see me personally, this is what we like to drink, Johnny Walker Blue Label. So
Blue.
when you hit this big parlay, man,
Just get that bottle.
just get the bottle, man. Because if you put $25 on it, you can afford the bottle, and if you put $250 on it, you can afford
Couple bottles.
a whole bunch of bottles.
Yeah, you ever heard of the tipsy bartender?
Tipsy bartender.
Yeah, it's a little dude from the Bahamas that be making drinks.
Oh yeah. The little funny looking dude.
Yeah, how he said when it's over. And there you have it. Got the Guru and the Swami giving y'all these jewels, and I don't mean no harm, but when you win, post it. Let us know.
Please post it either in the group, post it on the comments. Let people know that you got these bets from the Guru and the Swami. But before we go, we're gonna toast to the very first episode of the Guru and the Swami. This is cheers to a good Sunday of sports betting. Till next time.
Till next time.
To the money, baby.
Woo! See y'all next time.